Welcome. Bell.
Thank you so much, Ashley. It is great to be back with you. It's the start of a new week. We have so much to talk about today. Our guests are Beaver Dam Mayor Bobbi Marck and Beaver Dam's new administrator, Larry Bierke. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you, Terry. Happy to be here.
Of course. Well, since this is Larry's first appearance on our show, Larry, as people may know, but we can back up, the previous city administrator, Nathan Teal, resigned in springtime. Search was conducted over the summer, and Larry was hired maybe about a month ago, Larry?
Yep, I think I'm on day 32.
Okay, so yeah, pretty much about exactly a month. I thought maybe now would be a good time for you to get acquainted with WBEV's listeners. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thanks, Terry. Obviously, I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled for the opportunity. Community service is really what I focused my entire life on, and giving back to the community I live in. Of course, my wife and I were looking at moving to Beaver Dam. We're taking a look at some houses now, and eventually we'll get here. But we gotta take our time, make sure we get to the right place.
You mentioned you're moving to Beaver Dam.
Yep.
In your career, your past stops have been in western Wisconsin.
Yes.
So the change of scenery, do you think that presents some challenges or maybe some advantages?
Well, the scenery is beautiful in western Wisconsin. The bluffs, the hillsides, the wooded forestry. But I am looking forward to moving. I do appreciate Beaver Dam. We have a lot of opportunity here. The soil, the flat land in some areas makes it pretty substantial when it comes to development opportunities. You'll see that we have a significant number of interchanges and access to Highway 151, which also makes us a very attractive community for development. For those reasons, I think Beaver Dam's got a very bright future. We're a community with a thriving downtown. We're a community with great transportation access. And there's a population here that really values adding jobs and business and tax base. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the change of culture. I'm looking forward to the prospect of serving the community.
You mentioned the exits on 151, those access points. Do you feel that is an asset that the city is doing a good job of making enough of, or do you think there's room to do more?
You know, that's a tough question on day 32. I'll tell you, I think that the interchange is a incredible asset for the community. All 4, 5, 6 of them. I think we've got 5 right now.
5, I believe.
But in the future, as the community continues to grow, growing along 151 is going to be key. And so as far as the value of those interchanges, I would argue that's probably some of the best development potential properties within the area. That access means a lot to adding tax base.
Maybe Bobbi can speak to this too, but I know that the city council was looking for a number of qualities in a new administrator, somebody who could wear a lot of hats. And Bobbi, I guess, what is it about Larry's background that made him a particularly appealing candidate?
Where there were quite a few things. I know when the council and the committee, the folks that were involved in hiring, we were looking for experience. a broad range of experience, and Larry has decades of experience in a variety of settings and locations. We were looking for someone who had been successful in other communities when it came to economic development, and Larry had those items on his resume. We were looking for someone who had either education and or experience with city planning. That's one area where we felt as a community we have not had a strong history of proactive city planning. We've kind of been more reactive, and so we thought it would be helpful for us to have someone who's has some professional knowledge about how to go about making sure that future growth for the city is optimized. And he has some city planning, both education and experience. So all of those things came together, and we were looking for someone who had the right personality traits in terms of someone who's a good communicator, someone who we feel comfortable with, and so we feel like we kind of got the whole package. So
Wow, thank you.
it is only day 32, but yeah, so far so good.
We need to take a break right here, but we will be right back. You're listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Join WBEV. Here is Terry Bell.
Thank you so much, Ashley. We're talking about all things happening at City Hall and Beaver Dam that affect us throughout the city. Speaking of which, we invite you to join the program if you have a question or comment for Mayor Bobbi Marck or City Administrator Larry Bierke. Our phone number, our talk or text line is 920-887-8585, or you can call us right here at the studio line at 885-4446. Another new development personnel-wise on the city council, there has been a vacancy in the District 6 representation, and you're currently scouring the district for potential candidates. How is that going?
Exactly. Well, so far we have had no one step forward, but there still is time. Anyone who's interested in serving on council, we have 14 alders, and they're doing a great job. A really dedicated group of folks, but we need to fill the vacancy when Ken Anderson, who was the representative for District 6 for a long time, he stepped down. And if there is anyone who's interested, I would love to, if they have questions, I would be happy to speak with them. Being an alder does not take as much time, I don't think, as people think. I know when I became an alder, I was a little worried about that, and it really is a very manageable, extremely part-time job. I would say between 6 and 10 hours per month, and 10 hours would be mostly like in the month of September or October when you're working. There's usually a budget workshop, so there's a few extra meetings, but otherwise it's very manageable, and I don't know if most people realize it is a paid position. You earn $3,900 a year for your 6 to 10 hours per month. A lot of it is simply reading email, and not even a particularly large amount of that. The other great thing about being an alder that I learned is no matter what kind of issue or question came up, there are professional people on staff who are more than happy to help you, either find the answer or give you the answer, or to refer citizens to. So it really is a very, I enjoyed my time as an alder. And so I would love to encourage anyone. District 6, it's on the eastern part of the city. It starts just south of the hospital, and it runs north, it's kind of a long, skinny district, goes up just past, I think up to Prospect Avenue. And yeah, we're looking for anyone. This person who would accept this position would only have the position until April. So it would give them kind of a chance to test it out, and then after that they would have to run, because that's when Ken's term was up this coming April. So it would be a great opportunity for someone without having to run a campaign to get a taste of what it's like to be an alder. And I can speak from experience when I joined council that the rest of the alders were all very warm and welcoming and more than willing to fill you in and help you get up to speed. So I can speak, my experience was a very positive one.
I imagine, there are all kinds of people who have an opinion about how the city should be run. This is an opportunity for you to, get off the sidelines and into the game and actually help form policy.
Exactly. It's a great opportunity.
Very good.
Yeah, and I just want to say,
yes.
if they're interested, they have until the 31st. And what they need to do is just stop in the city clerk's office, and there's a form that they just have to sign. And then we're hoping that we'll have enough candidates, or at least one candidate, so that on November 3rd at our council meeting, which is at 7:30 on November 3rd, that we're going to ask all the candidates who are interested just to stand up and give us like a 2 to 3 minute little summary of, who they are and why they would be a good alder. And then depending on what the council decides to go forward, we may vote and decide that evening on the person to fill the position, or we may postpone it till the following meeting. But the interested person would need to stop in the city clerk's office by the end of the month and then appear on November 3rd before the council.
And as you mentioned, this term is only until April. So anybody who may have been thinking about running in April may have this chance to kind of streamline the position, so to speak, not have to subject themselves to a campaign and see how they like it before they decide to really campaign for the job.
Yeah, it's a great shot. So.
All right. Other things happening around the city, an opportunity for recycling electronics.
Yes, this is something, actually, I was going to talk about the last time I was here, and
Okay.
we ran out of time.
Oops.
But something I'm personally very excited about, that the city has partnered with a corporation called Digital Red, and at no cost to the city, citizens are able to recycle computers, monitors, TVs, cell phones, printers, cords, all of that kind of electronic, that e-waste that in many cities you have to pay to get rid of. And here in Beaver Dam, due to this partnership, all you have to do is show up at the Department of Public Works on the north side of town. They're open from 7 to 3:30 every day, and you can drop that stuff off. So it keeps it out of the landfill, which I'm very excited about. And they, to be honest, I don't know what the company does with it, but the company takes it all away for us at no charge.
Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned, this is a great opportunity because, as you mentioned, in several communities, you have to pay to get rid of your old computers, your old TVs, and would be a great opportunity to unload all of that for free, no cost to you.
Exactly, and it is keeping it out of the landfill. So
And that's
it's a
at the
win-win.
DPW on the north side,
Yep.
weekdays from 7
to 3:30.
7 to 3:30.
Yeah, and there's a complete list of all the many items that are accepted. If you go on the city website and under the DPW tab, they have a list of all the things that they'll accept. So.
Okay, very good. This is something that is happening on the county level, but I imagine in many ways it does affect us here in Beaver Dam, and that is the Dodge County Comprehensive Plan. And I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the state requires local governments to submit a comprehensive plan every 10 years, I believe. And, I mean, it may be a good idea for many reasons, but it's also a requirement. And Dodge County is currently in the process of coming up with their next comprehensive plan.
Exactly, and the city just recently completed theirs, and the planning process is important because you're getting sort of the vision of what you want your community to look like in the future, but then it is the document that is used day to day as we move forward and start to make decisions. So it's an important document. And I just wanted to put in a plug because I know that Dodge County tomorrow evening, on Tuesday, from 5 to 7 at the Clearview building, they will be having an open house, and they're going to be unveiling a draft of their comprehensive plan. And it'll be an opportunity for people to see what their vision for Dodge County is, and a chance to give some input as the county goes forward. And the city and the county, we work together, and so it's important that we have some knowledge of what everybody's thinking and what our plans are going forward.
Now, speaking of having an opportunity to get involved, people can certainly, even this is, I don't know how far along the process is, but it sounds like there is still time for people who have a strong feeling or an idea can participate in the process and maybe see something that's knocking around their head become reality.
Yeah, again, I'm deeply involved in the county process, but it is a chance for citizens to get involved. So, yeah, anytime citizens can kind of give their 2 cents, I think it's important.
Very good. We need to take a break for the news, but we will be right back in just a couple of minutes. You're listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Are you an enthusiastic...
Thank you so much, Ashley. We're talking about things happening at City Hall in Beaver Dam. If you would like to weigh in, we invite you to join the conversation. If you have a comment or a question, you can call or text 920-887-8585. Or you can call the studio line at 885-4446. The city works closely with the Chamber of Commerce. I know that the organization shares a lot of the city's goals, and there's been a lot happening with Chamber lately in terms of helping encourage new businesses to start up or maybe move to a location, different location.
Yeah, in fact, the last month has been a lot of fun, Terry, because, and I'm glad you mentioned that, talked about the Chamber of Commerce as an organization, because so many people I talk to, they misunderstand that. They think the Chamber of Commerce is part of city government, and it's not. It's a completely separate organization. It's mostly funded by businesses that pay dues to be members. That's their biggest source of funding. They also get some funding from the city tourism tax on hotels, but we partner with them closely to promote the city and to promote tourism activities around town. And one of the things the Chamber has a long history of doing are their ribbon cuttings, which are either for new businesses or for significant events and milestones. And so this past month, we have been really busy with ribbon cuttings, starting off back in September. Actually, it wasn't even a ribbon cutting, but Apache Stainless celebrated their 50th anniversary, and they had a program and an event, and it was well attended, and it was just a really great event, and commemorating, their started business and everything that they've contributed to the community. So that was Apache Stainless. Shortly after, we had a ribbon cutting at GPS, which is an educational organization who has a classroom in the new Generac building, the factory on the north side. And GPS is a nonprofit organization that partners with manufacturers like GPS to set up school programs they have I forget how many communities around this, the region. Actually, they're branching out of Wisconsin now into other parts of the region, and actually they're looking at spreading nationwide. What this nonprofit does is it creates school programs that are very similar to youth apprenticeship programs, where students from local school districts, and Beaver Dam is one of the Beaver Dam School District is one of their partners. They funnel students to the program. The students go to classes in the morning, and the classes are focused on, besides traditional high school curriculum, but also on sort of workplace readiness skills. And they attend classes in the morning, and then they go to their paid jobs in the afternoon. And now some of them are with Generac, but many of them are at other locations around the region. And it gives the students an opportunity to learn real-life skills in a real-life setting. It gives the employers an opportunity to pass on their knowledge in terms of technology and the things that are going on in their particular business that students might not necessarily have access to otherwise. And it's been very successful. They've been in business for 25 years, and so we went to a ribbon cutting. They opened up their new classroom in Beaver Dam. They started with their first group of students this fall. So that was fun and exciting, and the kids had to speak, and yeah, it was a good time. We also, last week, I attended the groundbreaking for the new middle school. So that's, I find that personally really exciting. I don't know how long we've talked about the need to replace the middle school, and now it's finally happening. And so not next school year, but following the 27-28 school year, we will have a brand new middle school. And that was a fun event because they had students who are in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade now? No, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade now, who will be the first 3 classes that are going to be attending the new middle school. So they were there, and they had little hard hats and shovels. So that was a positive event as well. In addition to all those other Milestones, we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 new businesses that have opened up in the last month that we've attended ribbon cuttings for. I know Larry was involved. We had one kind of milestone day where we did 3 ribbon cuttings at once.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and all 3 of those happen to be downtown. 4 of the 5 that I mentioned are in the downtown area. We have a new women's clothing boutique called Mode House, which is opening up at 316 South Spring Street. A really cool design. It has a very kind of urban feel, I thought, very sophisticated. I'm looking forward to that when that opens. Beth and Daisy's, which is at 126 Front Street, they are open now. That is gifts, gift baskets, which you can personalize, also some home furnishings. Altered by Amanda's at 130 Front Street, and Amanda does amazing things. She builds and she repurposes and she recycles furniture. Custom items made to order for clients. She also has a showroom at 130 Front Street showcasing some of the things that she's created, and she's hoping to get other local artisans who can display their home furnishing wares in her shop, so kind of make it a home furnishings boutique. At 108 Front Street, we have Copper Squared, which is men and women's consignment clothing, gently used items, shoes, accessories, men's, women's, children's, you name it, and they get new items all the time. And not only do they sell consignment, but they also will take items. If you're looking to get rid of some gently used clothing, that's at Copper Squared at 108 Front Street. We went to a ribbon cutting at the Squeeze Juice Bar, and that one's at 1740 North Spring in the old jewelry store on the north side. And that's a really cool place. They have, besides fresh squeezed drinks, they have protein bowls and avocado toast. They're open for breakfast. They have salads to go. They have a whole section of to-go items, power drinks, lots of great snacks, and a very fun atmosphere, a place you could sit down and kind of hang out. And then coming up on Wednesday, we have another ribbon cutting. The city has partnered with the Department of Tourism at the Chamber, the tourism section. And so the Chamber has sponsored, the Tourism Committee has sponsored a mural to be added to the Beaver Dam murals. And I don't know how many people realize this, but there is a website where people can go, and it shows all of the Beaver Dam murals, and it gives history and background to all of the murals, so you can kind of take yourself on a guided tour. And we're adding another one now to the back of the bank esports building, which is at 124 North Spring. There was an old mosaic there, very old mosaic, and it had seen better days, and they've replaced it now with a beautiful new mural that depicts a retro postcard, Visit Beaver Dam, and the painting was done by our own Stephen Bennett, who lives here in town, and the ribbon cutting for that is on Wednesday, so that'll be a nice addition to our collection of murals.
You mentioned a few businesses that have been around a long time, and a lot of times when we talk about economic development, we talk about attracting new business, and that's important. But tell me a little bit about the importance of, retaining those businesses that have been in town for 25, 50, 75 years.
Yeah, it's important. I know this summer we had an event at Beaver Night for 75 years in business. And I'll be honest, when we first moved to town, we bought appliances at Beaver Night, and then my husband and I moved to a different part of the city, and I kind of forgot that they were there. And we went to the 75th anniversary, and they still have appliances, they still do their concrete work, and 75 years, that's a long time. Newman Pools this summer celebrated their anniversary. So it is very important for communities to recognize not just new businesses, but to keep the local businesses, to keep supporting them. And that's the purpose of the chamber, is to support their members.
Very good. We are talking with Mayor Bobbi Marck and Administrator Larry Bierke about all things happening at City Hall that affect us all around Beaver Dam. We're going to take one last break, but we'll be right back. You're listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV. Here is Terry Bell.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Just a few more minutes left with Beaver Dam Mayor Bobbi Marck and City Administrator Larry Bierke. If you have a question or a comment, we invite you to join the conversation. This is your show, too. Go ahead and call us or text us at 920-887-8585 or call the studio line at 885-4446. And there's a lot of fun to be had this Saturday coming up in Beaver Dam, and I think it also kind of fits into the city's goals for the downtown. That is the Fall Downtown Fest.
Yes, Terry, I'm really excited. I know, building on the success of this is actually the 8th annual Fall Downtown Fest, and last year we ordered and received perfect weather. So we're keeping our fingers crossed for this Saturday as well, because that plays a big role. Last year we had over 7,000 people attend Fall Downtown Fest, and we're hoping for more this year. I love Downtown Fall Fest for a bunch of reasons, but one big reason is the fact that it's really a team effort. It's spearheaded by the Chamber of Commerce. They do a lot of the heavy lifting, but then also Downtown Beaver Dam Inclusive, which is an affiliate of the Chamber, but a separate organization. They play a role. It's sponsored by local businesses, so they play a role, and then the city does contribute. So, it's just a collaborative effort to bring a lot of fun for one day to downtown Beaver Dam. For those of you who are early risers, it's the final date for the Farmers Market of the year. So there will be, rumor has it, there's candy for those who go from stall to stall, and along with all the fresh produce and other locally produced items. There also is a fun run starting at 8 a.m. So if you want to get out, either run or walk or dance or just get out and move your body, it's sponsored by Momentum Gym, and they just are hoping community members will come out and start off the day at 8 a.m. with a 1 mile time to get a little exercise, and they're encouraging people to wear their best costumes for the fun run or fun walk. They're already, if you drive around downtown, you're seeing the Scarecrows on Parade, which is a competition. Businesses, groups, and individuals put up a scarecrow, and there will be a competition they will be judged, and there will be prizes. There's also a window decorating contest for local businesses, so if you walk around downtown, you'll have a chance to see their handiwork. Starting on Saturday morning, there will be a vendor's market at the Watermark, which includes all kinds of local arts and crafts and various products. There will be trick-or-treating at downtown businesses, so an opportunity to satisfy your sweet tooth, grab the kids, throw on their costumes, head on down, bring your pillowcases. They will be full. There is a costume contest for kids, for adults, and then also for ensembles. So that's going to be at the Chamber. So swing by the Chamber. They'll take your picture, and then all throughout the day they will gather the costumes, and then they will, I'm not sure who decides that one. They will be voting on the best costumes, and then they post them all on Facebook. Front Street, portion of Front Street will be closed off for family-friendly activities that include pumpkin decorating. There will be various art projects, a scavenger hunt, pumpkin bowling. The Chamber of Commerce is hosting their annual Chamber of Mystery, which is kind of like a haunted house. This is new this year, and I think this is awesome. The Dodge County Historical Society, if you've ever been to our historical society, is the perfect location for this. They are sponsoring a creepy doll contest.
Oh my.
So you bring in your creepy doll between 10 and 2. You drop it off at the Historical Society. They'll all be on display, and then they will have a team of judges choose the creepiest doll. Ooh. So they'll be,
I'm out.
I know.
I'm out.
Yeah, I love that idea. So that they'll be announcing the winner at 2:30. All of our downtown restaurants, or many of the downtown restaurants, will have special features for the day only, or they'll have special prices. And in addition, there will be some food trucks parked downtown. The annual Witches Dance, which is always a favorite, they will be performing twice, once at 2 o'clock, or once at 10, and then once after the Grand Procession. The Grand Procession begins at 1, and it's on South Spring Street, so get there early to get a good spot. It will include a Witches Dance. It'll include all of the caskets that are lining up for the casket race. And then at 2 o'clock, there's a kids' costume parade, so that'll also be downtown. And new this year also is the inflatable costumes races. So if you have one of those big blow-up dinosaurs or cartoon characters, I saw a really cute Pikachu the other day, and you feel like running down Spring Street, bring your costume, sign up at the Chamber. The first heat is at 12:30, and there's prizes, $100 for the first place, $50 for second, $25 for third place. So get out, dig out your costume. And then the big draw, I think, for a lot of people are the casket races.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah. The first heat is at 1:30, and they go until they come up with a final winning team. For those people who aren't familiar, each team is required to build a casket of their choosing, and they must have one team member in the casket, and then they have 4 team members who push the casket down Spring Street, and then it's timed, and the winning team gets $1,000. Second place gets $500, going down to fourth place, and usually the caskets always the participants wear costumes. They always have a theme for their casket. So that's always fun. And if you just want to see the caskets and the teams, they will be on display in the UGA parking lot area directly across the streets on South Spring Street. All the teams line up there and put the finishing touches on their caskets during the morning. So you can check out the pit there for all the caskets before the first race at 1:30. And then the day finally caps off with the Monster Bar Crawl, which goes from 5 to 11 with a long list of Beaver Dam bars and restaurants that are offering specials, and people are encouraged to wear their costumes, and another fun event. So, boy, if there isn't something on that list that appeals to you, I would be surprised. But we're encouraging people to come and join the fun.
Larry, I was wondering if you could speak to events like this that draw a lot of people downtown, 7,000 at a time, and that's all great, and everyone has fun. But in the bigger picture, how does an event like this help keep downtown vital the rest of the year?
Yes. So when you hold an event of this magnitude, the number of people coming from out of town is very important. If you have a great time and you're coming from out of town, you're going to come back again. You're going to bring your family. You're going to come in the summer. You're going to come in the spring. You're going to want to be in Beaver Dam and enjoy the community because you have this positive memory of your engagement in the community. So it's very important. The more events you can have where you bring people from out of town or even in town where they experience the downtown, the more lively your downtown, the more important your community becomes in the region and in the state. People are going to develop a positive memory of your community, and they're going to want to come back and experience it again and again. So I would argue that having positive events is very important. And certainly developing new positive events is important as well over the long term, so that you can build that reputation across the state and across the region.
Right. So that when people are thinking of moving here, if people are looking at jobs that are here, they'll have that positive connection in their minds and be eager to come.
Yes. When someone is looking for a place to live, they might say, well, I had a great time when we were in Beaver Dam. We should consider that as an option. I think it's very important. Yes.
Very good. We have had a great time speaking with Mayor Bobbi Marck and Administrator Larry Bierke about all things happening at City Hall that affect us around the city. It's been an hour well spent. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah, our pleasure, Terry. Thanks so much.
You bet. You've been listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.